I promise y'all, it feels like it's been forever since I've been on the streaming doing anything. And our last event that we did was phenomenal. But I am very thankful to be back here. Hope you guys are doing well. I know this week has been very crazy and hectic, especially with everything going on with Election Day. But I wanted to take this time to say, use this as a distraction. Put all that stuff behind you for just a little bit, maybe about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours tops, and pull you up a seat, grab you something to drink if you need something, and, come rock out with us as we celebrate life, celebrate love, celebrate the fact that we are still here in order to make a change. And most importantly, I am not about to get into a rendition of Tony's anniversary, but we are selling an anniversary of sorts. So once again, if this is your first time tuning in, welcome. If you have been a long time supporter of this event in physical form, and if you just stumbled across this event virtually, thank you guys for coming back. It is very, very special and very, very humbling to have you guys still support with everything going on. But this is the 5th anniversary of the show known as Art Meets Life. I am your host, LJ Bowens, a spoken word artist, author, motivational speaker here residing in Fayetteville area. I'm saying Rayford, but we do a lot of stuff in Fayetteville. But I am very thankful for today. So with the pandemic and everything going on, of course, you all know that we've been having to do this event virtually. But I am very thankful to say that we still been kicking it going with everything when it happened, and we have been able to make this event a virtual event. Shout out to Goldilocks for the comment. I love the black hearts your back. So it's been dope. It's been dope. And technology is one of those beautiful, beautiful things where you can find ways to keep beautiful things going. Shout out to Siren. What's going on, Siren? But I'm very thankful to say that we are celebrating 5 years of doing Art Meets Life. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. I thank you all for supporting this event. I thank you all for knowing that with the pandemic and everything that's happening, you guys have still found the time to still come and rock out with us, stream into this event when we do it every first Friday. And to be honest with you, it started off challenging because I didn't know what was going to go on, but we kept it going, and you guys have been showing up tremendously, giving us love for this wonderful event. And like I said, I am thankful for you guys. Thank you guys so much. Why I'm doing all this talking before we get into our open mic and then our feature, please take the time. If you are watching this video, share this video with your friends so they can get in and look at what's going on. Like, I get it. The world is somewhat opening back up. And then also, some of y'all need drinks. This election has been crazy. But if you're chilling at your home right now, you can watch this on your big screen TV. You can watch this on your tablet. You can watch this on your laptop. You can watch this on your phone and come rock out to us and listen to some dope poetry. And we have a dope, fantastic feature coming all the way from Houston, Texas by the name of CP Mays. But once again, guys, thank you guys so much for supporting this wonderful event. Like I said, 5 years, man. It don't even seem like it. And the crazy thing is, this is 5 years to the day we started this event. We started this event on November 6th. 5 years ago in 2015. So just think of doing this event and seeing all of the wonderful artists that came and featured, all of the wonderful events we have done, and one of the beautiful things we've done with this event, from having features to having the Q&A, from having nights where we dedicated one night to being an author spotlight, where we spotlighted all of the authors that was in our area, to a few of the events we took and made. We did Works Not Words editions where we supported artists that were going through some financial troubles and everything of that nature. Like, we couldn't have done all this event without the community. And community is one of the major things that keep these events going. You guys are the lifeline, and I am personally, like I said, humbled to keep doing this event, and I thank y'all for doing it. So let's have some ground rules real quick for tonight's event. So the good thing is, well, people look at it as a bad way. So normally when we do these open mics, we have a lot of people sign up. And then there's some nights when we don't have as many people sign up. In a way, I am perfectly fine with that, because that just means that the night is going to be shorter for me. But the other good thing is that the artists that we do have signed up, they get to do more than one poem. Or they can do more than two. So For the artists that we do have signed up, they can do up to 3. If they only choose to do 2, that's fine. If they only choose to do 1, that's fine. But we have a fantastic feature that's getting ready to come and rock this stage. And I'm so happy for it. Like, for everybody that's been like commenting, thank y'all so much. I'm going to try to get the comments up here as much as I can, because I am very, very, very so much appreciative of y'all being on here and doing this thing. Hey, appreciate it. Hey, look at that. Jamila, what's up? What's up? What's up? So I've done enough talking. I think what I will do is, before we start, I'll read y'all a poem. So this is pretty much on the cuff. Y'all see me digging in this box right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you a poem from my new book, 310, A Poetic Journey Through Life Hacks, which we will actually be doing a dramatic book reading next Friday at Detour Coffee House. And good thing is, I will not be reading the book. These wonderful people right here will be reading the book. Fantastic, dramatic theater actors will be actually bringing these poems to life in my words, based off of how they interpret it. So I'm excited for it, and I'll give y'all more information about that later. But until then, we're going to read a poem from the book. And like I said, this is on the cuff, so I'm not knowing how this is going to come out, because I want to bless y'all with a poem, because I don't do poems much on here. So let's go with a poem. I think we should go with the poem that pretty much talks about a particular person. So yeah, let's do that. So, okay. So let's do this. Here you go. The poem we are going to go with. Actually, this poem is going to be something different, because I can't find a poem I want to do, but we're going to go with this. Life hack. If you ever come across a pack of wolves, the worst thing you could possibly do is look them in the eyes. I've been a mix of Kanye and Goku lately. Having instinct riding on an ultra high beam, you always hear the proverb, throw me to the wolves and watch me come out leading the pack. I wonder if the average black martyr had his chance to say that before their voice fell to the earth faster than their bodies did. Does black seem like the meat to try these days? To bite away at their existence? To have limbs twisted as they snarl behind the sheep's blue clothing? To know that there is a chance to learn how rich of a flavor black can be once it has settled after the mauling? To be black is to know at any time there may be wolves awaiting your arrival, waiting for you to do the thing they crave the most, to look them eye to eye. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Virtual snaps, flame emojis, all that good stuff. So, once again, this book's 310, and it's out now. So if you want to purchase the book, you can go to Amazon.com, you can go to BarnesandNoble.com, or you can go to my website, which is poetryemotion.nc/VistaPrintDigital.com. But this show is not about me. This is about the artists that are here. So we're going to go ahead and bring up our first artist. So your first artist getting ready to come up on the stage. As you can see, I'm getting hyped, because you got to be hyped when you do awesome shows like this. Woo! Okay, sorry, my fault. Calm down. So they're laughing in the green room, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring them up. But your first artist getting ready to come up here. He's no stranger to the show. He is no stranger to the state. He is no stranger to the country. He has done phenomenal work abroad, doing either work for poetry or doing work for the ministry. He is a fantastic spoken word artist, motivational speaker, author, and he is a awesome photographer, and will probably tell you more about his brand mug. Everybody, please put your hands together for the one and only Law Bullock. What's going on, good sir?
How's it going?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Law and our other artists who will get ready to come up here shortly. They've been very avid supporters of the Art Meets Life show. There's even been a moment where they actually hosted one, and it was a special event we did. It was for a fashion. we was part of a fashion show week where the show was part of a fashion show week. And he took on the task of hosting along with our other artists. So I'm definitely always thankful to have this brother and our other brother that will be performing shortly showing up. So as much as I want to keep flapping my gums, I'm going to go ahead and let you do your thing, brother. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
I appreciate that, man. How's it going out there? How is it going out there? Virtual people, lovely people, lovely people. Before I talk of anything, I'm going to kick off with this first poem. Legend has it that once soap has been applied, these hands will be clean. So take hands and apply the amount needed. Next, turn on water and make sure that it's clean water first, because dirt cannot wash away dirt. Now allow the waves to flow. Scrub. Then repeat the process until all has vanished. Next, dry hands. Wisdom from grandma. Always repeat the process until satisfied with the outcome. Well, often I have found that rarely I am satisfied with the outcome, almost in a way like editing a poem, often shifting stanzas around like reading scripture upon more scripture, praying that soon new doors will open, that wickedness will be vacated. And even though I know the deal, too many times I am left disappointed as the media feed showcases an eruption of violence that continues to feed. Scrub, wash, repeat, dry. I wish my little brother was here. At least he knew how to get me to smile. Sometimes I wish I would smile, if only just to make others refrain from asking questions. Apologies. This is just my depression talking, attempting to make its way back in, hoping to manipulate a weak point like an MMA fighter, because never do we fully conquer our demons. At most, we evict them from the house, never to truly kick them off of the property, mainly because we hold on too much to that which harms us. Scrub, wash, repeat, dry. Ever since I was a child, I learned that not everyone believes that they need to wash their hands, that their dirt does not stick or stink as much as others, reminding me of some of the people I meet that are always quick to judge my shortcomings while taping a plastic bag over their mirror, keeping a plug on their faucet, believing that if they do not acknowledge it, then they will never have to confront their reality. It sounds just like America, attempting to play dumb to the racial divide. Reminds me of Adam and Eve after falling for serpent's lies, attempting to hide from God so not to confront their shame. Like racist, speaking hate behind my back, hoping that I fail to hear what they said, because if I hear what they say, then they will have to attempt to argue that they are not racist. Often I wish I could just take soap, pour water on it, then begin to wash out America's ignorance like Auntie did the minute she caught us cursing. I remember growing up and being told that I was too sensitive. Well, maybe I am too sensitive to those that attempt to act oblivious to evil actions. Scrub, wash, repeat, dry. Maybe one day I can tell my kids that things began to change the moment we all saw the benefits from washing our hands. Because legend has it that once soap has been applied, these hands can be clean. Bless y'all. That's the first poem. That's actually coming from a project I've been working on for the better parts of this pandemic. And it's called Intimacy Into Me See. I've been working very hard on it. It's one of many projects I've been working on. I've been trying to keep myself busy through this whole thing. Also, like LJ mentioned earlier, I am the founder, the owner, and the photographer of Mug Photography, which stands for Magnify, Unify, Glorify. That is Mug Photography, and I am open for business. Also, I love y'all. I pray y'all are doing good, man. Don't let none of this get your head down, keep your head up. So this next poem has a story to it. I unveiled this back in September at the SERNC Poetry Festival. And growing up, I, like many, loved the Muppets. Now, this poem is about a particular Muppet, mainly because this is the one Muppet that stuck out to me because of the unfairity I saw in his character. So, here we go. Laugh. Laugh at my pain. For that is what I'm good for, right? To be the punching bag influencing your smiles. As I am publicly abused by my bully, masquerading in an outfit that says, relax, I'm a doctor. So there is nothing to worry about, right? For every bit of pain I place my helper in, all goes towards the progress in the name of science. I'm pretty sure those were the words spoken from another mad scientist as he went forth, degrading grave sites to build a cadaver to play God with, only to leave it out in the cold the moment he found it too disgusting to look at. So laugh. Laugh at the bruises I collect. Snicker at the welts gathered, the scars I live with, the sleepless nights I meet with, knowing that tomorrow will be the same. Another day to be pummeled by the experiments of this madman, never to be admonished, all because my trauma is cloaked in comedy. Crafted are my silent screams for help. My speech is designed to sound humorous, so not to expose these tears that are puppeteered to bring the youth a bit of joy in their day. And I do want them to be happy. I do. Yet has no one ever wondered why I am the only one incapable of forming words? Hell, even Elmo is capable of formulating paragraphs of broken English to get his twisted message across. While I am gifted the ability to take shot after unnecessary explosion that leaves me in agony, and instead of yelling out for reprieve, I am only allowed to reach out with a high-pitched squeal that you, the audience, find so hilarious. That often persuades me to think that maybe no one really does care. I mean, as long as pain is paired with comedic routines, then the abuse is justified. Since animals are seen as entertainment, each moment they are abused for a circus act, then who would care about me of all people? Especially since I was designed to endure this rights, although you would think that someone would understand me, that someone would comprehend that I am the poster child for the abused, needing to get their cry for help out, yet told to keep it down. You're going to ruin the best parts, because no one likes a person who whines unless it is in the script. So why would I expect you to feel my pain, to turn down the laughter and begin to see that on the inside, I am steady falling apart while looking all put together on the exterior? Because after all, everyone needs a little bit of comedy, even if it does materialize at the expense of someone else. Because, as a wise green frog once said, if somebody has to get hurt, it's almost always Beaker. That's that poem. I hope you enjoyed it. And once again, my name is Law Bullock. That's LAW BULLOCK. That's on Facebook and Instagram. I am the founder of Mug Photography, and I'm going to end this on a higher note with some fresh ink. I pray you have been having a good time. Please enjoy this because this is 5 years of Art Meets Life. I am so excited about this. 5 years. I was here when it debuted. I'm happy to be part of this whole entire time. I love every addition, everything that happens here, man. I love it. So here we go, fresh ink. To harness the sun. To know that I can at moment's notice travel beyond the conflict of doubt. That my capacity to see beyond brick walls fuels me to never look back, to never fiend, to return to days of futures past. Because if the future has left those moments, those minutes behind, there is no benefit for me to remain stagnant. For you see, to harness this power, this is the moment to embrace possibilities, knowing that cloud 9 is a step down, that the atmosphere, though high up, even that sits below higher levels of aviation, yet even those do not own the day. Rather, they act as the steps to climb, removing the shadows that tempt us to hide, for to rise is to begin to live again. Or rather, for the first time, because you see, in order to harness the sun, this is the knowledge of knowing that I cannot tame it, that I cannot place a leash upon it. Instead, I can learn from the wisdom it holds, like late afternoon talks of granddad, or off-the-wall life lessons of mama and them, acquiring comprehension that standing too close can lead to third-degree burns if I fail to show respect. Because the sun has been here while I seek to grow, searching for my place in this revolving realm of souls. You see, these are the moments that test us, the trials we go through with grit and energy, pushing beyond the mindset that dwells on my aches, that keeps an eye on my pains, pushing, stretching my arms as far as I can go to reach further than gravity's grasp, that no matter how dark the night becomes, I can see with a vital lens. Because to know that I can walk away from limitations, that I do not have to mimic what others paint, for I was born, molded to not be a follower, to not be held to false descriptions of freedom. I was raised from the ashes of Adam's actions, so I can break the cycle of his shortcomings, so I can break the cycle of my fallings, so I would no longer have to be deceived by serpent tongues, that I can actually harness the sun. Bless y'all. Bless y'all. 5 years, y'all. 5 years of Art Meets Life. Let's celebrate, enjoy yourself, and that's my spiel.
God DeMarco, no. What's up, man? Good job, bro. Good job. Give it up one more time for Law Bullet. Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. The pretty poet in Fayetteville. Woo! All right, so Law, I gotta be quick because I know we got our feature just popped in here. We got another poet going on, but from the bottom of my heart, brother, this ain't dealing so much with Art Meets Life. It's just dealing with you as a whole and as a person that supports the arts in Fayetteville and abroad. Thank you so much for being a part of this big, wondrous community and helping plant seeds into other folks as well. Because you're doing
Thank you.
stuff,
I appreciate
man.
that, brother.
It tremendously. No problem. I had to put on my serious face. Now I gotta go back to my goofy face. But yeah, by all means, for everybody that's been enjoying, like, thank y'all so much, and keep tuning in to the, keep putting up the comments, We love it. We love it. We got a lot of people tuning in. We got people from Texas tuning in. I see you, Faressa, fam, all the way from Killeen, Texas. What's up? What's up? What's up? So I'm gonna keep it moving real quick because, like I said, our feature is here, but I have to go to our last open mic artist that is part of the open mic tonight. Now, real quick, there are a lot of great artists here in the city. I know this brother has also, not only like Law, gave so much to this community, and he's done a lot. And when I tell you, this man has tremendous strength. I'm not going to go into details, but I can promise you this. This man has went through a hell of a year, but he is still standing. He is still here, still being present, still writing, and the support that's been given to him based off something that's happened recently has been tremendous. And like I said, it's not my place to go into his personal business, but I do know this is one of the people in Fayetteville that a lot of us love, and he does so much in the community. And he's also part of the planning committee for the Southeast Regional North Carolina Poetry Festival. Put your hands together for the one and only Spirit Wolf coming to the stage.
What's up?
What's up, man? What's up? I see you blushing.
Hey.
Your cheeks are rosy. I see it. Yeah. So, real quick, I told everybody this joke. I said, as soon as I seen you pop in, I saw that red hat, and I was like, I pray that that's not a Make America Great Again hat, because then if I've been friends with you all this time, but I didn't know, but it's a wolf. So, we're good. We can keep it moving. So, I'm going to quit talking, and Spirit Wolf.
My Native American.
Oh, by all means, brother. By all means. I'm going to quit talking, and the stage is all yours, bro.
All right. First off, happy anniversary for the 5th year. Being able to celebrate with y'all and spit a little bit is definitely a wonderful thing. And as far as anybody that's worried about the vote and all that, let's just enjoy the night and put that all aside and just have some fun with this poetry. I've got one for you. I've got another one that I just don't have ready to be able to give to you, but let me go with this one. This does talk about what LJ was kind of speaking of. Back in July, I had a stroke, and in October, I ended up getting shot, which the shot came through a wall. It wasn't, intended to hit me type thing. It just was one of those things that happened. This kind of starts off with that, but then goes to something else. July 9th, I was left feeling the world was not the same anymore. October 6th, I was left again pondering life and the bullet it failed to put my name on. These are two memories I wish I never have had to have. I tell you about them only to say, no matter the obstacles in your way, you can climb the stairs to your heavenly place on earth. Life does not end when things happen. Everybody has their own tragedies, and it's your purpose to rise above the ashes and show you are still alive. I don't care what it was or the effects it left. Look at me. I am left without some abilities, and yet I have been chosen to climb my personal mountains and find whatever strength I have to help you out of the darkness and into the sun. I understand all too well that there is pain and doubt, but put one foot in front of the other and learn to walk again. I've had to use devices to learn how I could. So lean on something to find support to learn. Life is still yours, and it doesn't end with tragedy. That you can grow from whatever has happened. It takes time, but you can be a survivor. Shake free the ashes and see the flames of life still shining upon you. It won't erase the memories, but will strengthen your gait. I won't deny it won't be easy. Only no matter what, you are capable. There's a reason why you are still breathing. Now learn to inhale life. Even though the smoke is around you now, find the you that helps you overcome your battles and break free of the effects placed upon you. Life isn't over as long as you push yourself through, even if you're sitting without seeing the light. You have more you can do to start recovering and healing. Just push to learn to take one step at a time. Life is yours to live, even if, excuse me, life is yours to live, even if you need support to find you are still alive. Make sure your support is the positive things to help you heal. Then find a survivor in every step you take. And that'll be it for tonight. Thank you for the moment.
Woo! Spirit Wolf, my dog. Bobby, you know that didn't come out right. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That was bad taste. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize until I said it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I need to be a better friend. So, Spirit Wolf has done tremendous work in the community. He's hosted events. He's done stuff with the youth. He was actually a big part, and when we were planning our festival, we had to go virtual. He's the instrumental part of why we did a adult youth slam panel along with doing our youth open mic. And from the bottom of my heart, Spirit Wolf, thank you so much, man, for everything you do in this community. Because I know without you doing the things you have done, some of the stuff would not be happening. And I don't know if anyone has told you that. And if they haven't, you're hearing it from me first.
Yeah, I appreciate it, brother. And I appreciate all you've done. There's a lot of things that, as far as poetry, that really evolves around the actions you've done and what you've done with the community. And I appreciate that.
I appreciate you, brother. Let me go ahead and keep it moving real quick. Let me go ahead and get some comments up here because the Wolf House at the 5th year anniversary. So yeah, like I said, you know you got love and everything. Real quick, Spirit Wolf. Before I get the feature up here, let everybody know with what's going on, how they can help support you. Like I said, I'm not going to talk about your business like that. Unless if you want to make it your business, that's your own. But I know that you have a GoFundMe going on to help out with everything. So let everybody know what's going on with you as far as the GoFundMe and how they can donate to that.
On the GoFundMe, you can find it on my page, which is Spirit Wolf Poetry, my artist page, I should say. And that's got the link to it there. I appreciate every help that I can get. Still waiting on, as far as the government stuff, to finally kick in. And I've run out of what I've been able to do. So, you know, it's been a blessing what I have been able to get. And I appreciate it from everybody. All the love I've gotten.
All right. Thank you so much again, Spirit Wolf. Like I said, it's been dope, man. And like I said, I know for a fact from me, I know I'm going to be sharing the GoFundMe, and I know, like I said, once I get the chance, you know, you got something coming from the Bowens household, man. So thank you so much for sharing, and we greatly appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you too, brother. Love you.
You too, man. Oh man, I cut him off on accident. So, but Spirit Wolf, that's by all means. Definitely go to his Facebook page. Definitely, if you see what he got on his Facebook page, please support him. Please go out there and do what you can, man. Like I said, you never know what's going on, especially as an artist in this year. A lot of people have been hit with so many things. Like year 2020 has been crazy as it is, but definitely support him if you can. Real quick, because I had a message come up about the event that we got going on next Friday, the book reading. So real quick, if you guys are in the Fayetteville area, once again, we're doing 310 dramatic book reading. That's going to be Friday, November 13th at 8 p.m. at Detour Coffee, which is at 6781 Camden Road in Fayetteville, North Carolina. It is a $10 admission, and you can purchase your tickets at 310bookreading.eventbrite.com. And real quick, it is limited seating, and it is socially distant. We have to go by the CDC guidelines, so I'm letting you know now. The seating is limited. If you choose to not buy any tickets off of the link and you decide to come to the door, you're more than welcome to do so. But if we run out of seats, I cannot let you in because we have to stay in the space capacity that we have because of everything going on with the pandemic. And also, if you come to the event, you have to wear your mask the whole time unless you're eating or drinking something. That's just the rules. But I definitely hope you guys can come out because, like I said, it's my new book 310, and it's going to be performed by stage and theater actors here in the city that's going to be interpreting my poems in a dramatic scene. So I can't wait for it. It's going to be dope. But without further ado, we are here to talk and hear our feature perform for this 5th anniversary of Art Meets Life. So y'all know I don't go to the like detailed intro that I give a lot of the artists up here until after the Q&A. So I'm just going to bring him up here, and what's going to happen is we're going to do our Q&A, and from there the feature's going to rock out. So coming all the way from Houston, Texas, by way of Charlotte, North Carolina, please put your hands together for the one and only CP Mays. Yo, CP Mays. Hey, what up, though? I think you muted right there. You go.
Hey, what up, though?
Is that Black Swan in the back?
Yes,
Swan,
sir.
what up, though? I'm this family, man. Like, how y'all doing? What's up?
Oh man, just grinding really. Right now I'm juggling 2 degrees. I'm chasing 2 degrees in college. So one of them is I got accepted into the English creative writing program, which is super dope.
Nice.
Which I didn't think I was going to make it because I had to submit a package.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, my style is kind of, we'll see as the night goes on.
Real quick, because you wrote me something. Do you, bro? You can say all the curse words you want. This ain't that. You good. I wouldn't have had you featured if I could not let you be your authentic self.
All right, I have the mouth of a Marine, so you know.
Yeah, of course. Come on, man. We can literally do this how we always do it. But so this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna do a Q&A with you, but in the same time, some of these questions, I have questions prepared, but I'm also going to come off the cuff because we're family and like the dynamic is always different, especially how I speak to certain individuals. And me and you have that we family, especially when it comes to military things. So I know how we can be. So I want you to be you. So you ready to get this started?
Yes, sir.
All right. So first few questions I'm gonna give you are gonna be icebreaker questions. So it's gonna be like random fun questions I ask. You can answer how you feel like you need to answer, and then after that, we'll get into some of the other heavy stuff. Not heavy stuff, but the serious questions. Cool?
Gotcha.
All right. Icebreaker question number 1. If CP Mays has or had a spirit animal, what would CP Mays' spirit animal be? As I see Swan laughing in the back while I say all that.
My spirit animal would be an impotent eagle, so I can fly around, but I can't impregnate the world with all of my grace. So an impotent eagle. Yeah, that would be it.
I have never heard an answer like that. That is awesome. All right. So, what is your favorite word and why?
Wow, passion.
Nice. I can honestly see that with you, but I want to hear your reason why that's your favorite word.
I think what can I say? So I have this belief system that my childhood imaginary friend was love. And passion was like my best friend. So to use passion or to have passion in the world that seems without it, like passion has to be my favorite word. Like it evokes passion. Like when you hear passion, the only definition you can come up with is passion. So yeah,
definitely love it. So on the opposite spectrum, what is your least favorite word and why?
Growth.
Wow, I'm interested to hear that. Why is that your least favorite word?
Because I think it's subjective. So like growth for one person is not growth for another. And in all actuality, like we're in a perpetual cycle of experience in life. So growth could possibly be you taking 12 steps back, but that 12 steps back is actually growth in its own right. So I kind of hate the word growth because it's not all encompassing. It doesn't show the sideways, the left turns, the right turns, the steps back. When you hear growth, you only think about the perpetual moving forward. And for some of us, our growth takes us all around the world before we make 2 steps forward, you know?
I love it, man. I love it. See, that's why I'm glad I had you on here, because I knew he's going to be giving these answers like that. And the funny thing is, these are only the icebreakers. So, all right, the next icebreaker, I only got 2 more.
Yeah.
What profession other than your own, whether this is your day job or profession of being an artist, what profession other than your own would you like to attempt and why?
I would like to be a stripper with a golden heart. Because I think they know how to control a crowd. So a stripper with a golden heart. Yes, sir.
and last question. If you believe God exists, or if you believe any higher being exists, what would you like for them to say to you once you have arrived to the other side?
Did your voicemail work? Like, we left prayers. We called on you. We left prayers, but sometimes they wasn't answered in a timely fashion. And we left them up in the air. So did your voicemail work? Like, did you get that prayer? Like, it may not have come straight through, but did you get the prayer on voicemail? That's would be my first question.
That is all right. Let's go. Let's go. Now we get into the series. Let's get to some more. Let's get to the meat. So, you can go by. You can say just CP Mays was this, or you can go by your actual name. But CP Mays, you're in Houston, Texas now, but originally, where does CP Mays, like, how was CP Mays? Where is CP Mays from? Like, where was CP Mays born? Because I know you being in the military, I know, and depending on your upbringing, it may have went to different cities, but how did the journey start? Let's start with that part.
I got you. I think CP Mays was born somewhere between the transition between elementary and middle school.
Mm-hmm.
I had to live the duality of life that most people of color has to live, that double-sided fence in order to just survive. So seeing things like, dope boys and hustlers and, things that happen in the hood, and then that's on the weekend, but then on the weekday, I'm tested and put in the smart classes. So I'm in classes in a world that I don't understand. So it kind of transitioned from there. And then before I knew it, in the Marine Corps, like, CP Mays really started becoming this enigma that I couldn't control. I'm in the field and I got in my back pocket like a collection of poems or stuff by Socrates and Plato that no matter where I'm at in the field, like at nighttime, I'll just have a poncho over me so that way I don't give away my position. And I'm trying to read these pages, I think that was the birth of an enigma. And then Charlotte, when I hit Charlotte, it was like crickets, man. When I got off the microphone, when I first started coming out, it was like
So real quick, because you just hit on something. So I know when I first met you, I met you in Charlotte, and we're gonna go back to like how you started in the scene in Charlotte. Mm-hmm. But where are you originally from?
Houston, Texas.
So you are okay? Because I always thought like you. Since I met you, I always thought you were from Charlotte. Then you just moved to Houston, Texas. Just from how I know you, but Houston, Texas, literally has always been home for you. You just transitioned to Charlotte, and then you just recently moved back. Is that correct?
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
So now that you started that, and I'm going to get to Charlotte, how did you even get involved with poetry to begin with?
I was wilding out like in my middle school smart classes because I was getting attention for the wrong reasons. I was like the only Black kid in class, and I'm getting all this special attention. So what I would do, like, I'm smarter than the average bear at that age. So what I would do, I would just, rebel, and I would just put my name on the top of test papers and turn them in as soon as I got them. Like, hey, can I go use the bathroom, and never come back to class? And then all of a sudden, we came across poetry, and I wrote my poem, and I got attention for the right reasons.
Okay, nice.
So yeah. So I mean, that's kind of where it all started.
So just from like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, just from the attention of, just from getting good attention from me telling my life story encrypted in metaphor and simile, like, that was gorgeous. I mean, I don't have to ask for hall passes and never come back to class. I was interested in class. So yeah, nice. Man.
So let's fast forward because I know we had got to a point where we were talking about Charlotte, like the enigma of CP Mays being born, especially when you did when you was in the military, when you was in the military, Marine Corps to be exact. So also appreciate you for your service because we got a day coming up soon next week. So so then you get to Charlotte, and then you talking about there was cricket. So let's talk about how you got to the Charlotte scene and how that and like the progression of, I guess, the crickets that CP Mays was getting until CP Mays ended up becoming one of the top ranked poets in the world.
So yeah, I'm at work as a security guard, and I'm working at an art institute in Charlotte, and I'm writing poems. Like, I'm a security guard, so all I gotta do is walk the halls, check on students in the labs, go back, and I have downtime. So I'm just scripting poems and memorizing them the same day and going out to perform them at open mics. And at that time, it was the Love Jones style, It was the Love Jones style. That's like saying, right now poetry is free verse, but back then it was Shakespearean,
Mm-hmm.
So in the Love Jones world, my style was completely, I don't know, foreign. Like, what is this dude doing? Like, why is he acting this way? And the crickets and the record scratching. And then one day, a poet co-signed me. And as quick as as quick as the crowd didn't like me, they started to love me. It was really weird. So then comes the acceptance of my style. Since the style was kind of crazy, people started accepting the style, and then it just kind of blew up from there, man. Next thing I know, I'm competing and trying to win accolades across the world.
So you talk about like a person co-signing you, and when you started doing the poetry. So even before you started winning the accolades again across the world, how did you go from going to the open mics to then wanting to jump into slam? Like, what was the moment that you was like, okay, I'm going to jump into slam? Because I know with most of us, we have that moment when we do our first slam, and it may not go the way we want it to go, but then somehow we ended up coming back. So how did that happen for you?
So predominantly we're performing in all Black venues, right? A bar or a club. The bars don't make money, so the poetry spots shut down. You're rotating to another venue, and I got tired of spitting poems in all Black crowds. So it had to be something more universal than that. And it started to itch me and irritate me really bad. So my first slam master told me about slam. And he explained it in a beautiful way that made me embrace it. He was like, always remember, slam is a game. That's it. It's just a game. And he took me to my first slam, and I was blown away by Jonathan Brown and Just Cause, who was a deaf poet. And I'm like, wow, white people can spit. Like, it was like, wow, this Asian kid just got up there and just blew everybody away. Wow, the world is more than just an all Black venue. So that got me into slam, and that kept me into slam. Like, just being around and seeing, like, Southern fried people who don't know you, embrace you. The tears we shed literally coming off a microphone. Yeah, man, all of that good stuff, all of that great stuff.
So with a lot of the stuff you've done, and let me be frank to the audience. The artist that I'm interviewing right now, this man has done some phenomenal stuff. He's also been he's internationally known for doing stuff. So let's go ahead and get that out the way now. But out of all the things that you have done in your life, what do you feel has been your greatest achievement thus far with the work you have done? Thus far. That's why the reason I say thus far, because there's more to come.
Got you. I think my greatest achievement is because it was an epiphany and mind blowing. I had a feature at Denver University, and I jet set it. They flew me in, and I flew back out within 24 hours. And the feature was for the law department at Denver University. Nice. And they were studying my rhetoric. so they can help them better do cross interviews in the courtroom. And I was like, wow, like, really? You're breaking down my rhetoric, like how I use words, like the voice, the tone, like all of that. And that was like, it blew me away. So like my greatest achievement was going there and embracing a world that I didn't know even existed in the scope of what poetry can touch. It can touch the courtroom, you know, it can touch a politician. Like it can move the world. So that was my greatest achievement thus far. Crazy that it's that, but it's my greatest achievement.
That's awesome, because I didn't even, just hearing that, like they'll reach out and say, hey, we want you to come perform and we're going to break down your records and see how it work with, like, that is
crazy.
Like that's crazy. That's crazy phenomenal. Like, I'm not going to even sit here in front on that. That is dope. So you mentioned earlier that you're also going between, you said you're working on 2 degrees right now, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So with being a writer, with being a performer, and I know it's kind of a little bit different this time around because of everything going with the pandemic, but we're still performers, and you're working on 2 degrees, like, what does balance look like with all of that on your plate?
Wow. Nights without armor. Like a lot of nights where I'm literally seeing the sunrise, or nights where I'm isolated from my own family because I'm zoned out in front of my MacBook. And you know, when you're in that zone, the world doesn't exist. And trying to find that balance comes in, like my wife reminding me, like, yo, you haven't eaten in like 3 or 4 hours, you know? To find that balance, it's literally, I want to say making time, but existing in the nighttime hours, the early morning, the 1 o'clock in the morning, the 3 o'clock in the morning hours. Like, that's where my balance starts and ends with, because there's no one else around me, like kids or family or essays or phone calls, unless it's coming from poets reading new poems or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just freedom in those hours. And that's where my balancing comes from, that freedom of just losing myself, man, losing myself and losing myself. So, yeah.
Love it. So everything you've done, and this it's going to sound, it can sound cliche a little bit, but I remember talking to Shihan when I first met Shihan, like years, like back in 2008, I believe he's doing something in Winston-Salem. And he said something that stood out to me. He was like, and I was like, did you ever know you was going to be doing things like this? He was like, for his case, no. He was like, it's like you don't wake up and say you're going to be a poet and then you go from this. So the question would be, with everything that's happening in your life, can you say that at some point as a youth, let's say at the point where you knew the poetry was getting you attention, let's start from that point.
Yeah.
Look at that and say, you know what? This is what I want to be for the rest of my life.
Oh, wow.
And if you don't have an answer, that's fine. I mean, it's one of those things. Like, and that's the reason I asked that question. I'll break it down to you in a way we can understand after you answer the question.
I think it happened in the Marine Corps. Like I had 5 guys that were the tightest group of Marines, or just people with good hearts, that I ever came around. So one of them ended up getting murdered. But this same individual, this same Marine, when I went on my first tour overseas, he came to me and he was like, yo, I had a dream that you died in this tour. And I feel as if I don't tell you about this dream, then it's going to come true. Now, this bond that we had would come from freestyling. So I could free verse from reading so much, I would just open up the chambers in my brain and the words would come out and make sense, right? You know how freestyle, it just happens like that. And it was at that moment of having him, knowing that he died, believing in my gift, like that was insane. That was the moment. Like that was the moment where I'm like, I can do this for the rest of my life. Like, yeah.
Yes. That's heavy. That's heavy. Oh God, that's heavy. All right, so the reason I asked that question because and the reason I want to bring that up because with me there was an incident, not an incident, like it's not a bad thing, but there's a situation where I was doing an event and my friend, which you met before a long time ago, named Cartier, we were doing this festival here in the city and it ended up getting rained out like halfway through, so we were breaking down everything and he was like, "Hey, have you ever thought about just stopping what you were doing and doing something else?" And I was like, I thought about it. He was like, "And what did you come up with?" I was like, "Nah, I'm straight doing what I'm doing." He's like, "Yeah, but do you think that there would be something else that you possibly do?" I was like, "No, because the last time I did that, I almost lost doing this, and somehow, some way, I came back to it. So why would I was like, so if I came back to it or it got put back in my place, I said, why would I leave it again?" So, and it's just hearing that, like I think it's always some type of divine intervention as to why we do some of the things we do, even if we not saying that we want to grow up to be this thing. It's always something that either leads us to that path or we kind of know later. And that's when you said it was that epiphany of you talking to someone while in that situation. So yeah. I got one more question for you, and then we got 2 questions that's in the comments that we're gonna bring up. Then after that, we're gonna let you rock out your feature. So this is a dope conversation, man. This is why I missed that we ain't around each other right now. So
right, time to build.
Yes, sir. So last question: when people see CP Mays for the first time, what is one great thing they should expect when they meet CP Mays for the first time?
I'm not here to bullshit you. Like or leave what I'm saying. I'm not here to bullshit you. Like, I turn the mirror on myself in hopes to see the world different. It's not my place to give you passion, how we play with that word passion, and the only definition for it is passion. So I can't use passion to bullshit you. Like, so I just can't do it. And that's the one thing they can walk away from. Like, wow, this guy, I don't know, this guy put it out there. And he put it out there in this crazy writing style and this delivery. And I walked away feeling that passion.
Nice. Love it. So what I'm going to do real quick before I go into our whole introduction, you're going to still hear me, but I'm taking myself off the screen. And what I'm going to do is post up questions that the audience has written in the comments.
Okay.
And you can answer while the questions is up there. So our first question actually comes from one of the performers from earlier, Spirit Wolf, who says, "What tool do you use to keep inspired to continue through blockades you see?"
Oh, it's a mirror. It's like for me, the tool that I use is my ability to fight. Like, I pick fights with myself. So whether win or lose, I'm guaranteed to win and lose. So having that crazy dichotomy, it keeps the blockades from setting in. Like, I don't believe in writer's block, because that picking a fight with myself, this one time I might win and break through that blockade, the next time it might not work, so I'm gonna lose this fight. The losing of this fight is where I'm gonna break through the blockade coming from another direction. So that keeps me inspired. The fight, like the true fight, the hunger of the fight, like that's what it keeps me inspired to go through the blockades.
Got you. And we got one more question. This is from Aaron, who is a actual supporter of the arts here in Fayetteville. Her husband's actually writing this question. So this is Aaron's husband. I got to read it like that. This is Aaron's husband, Brian. CP Mays, you mentioned that prior to finding poetry in middle school, you were not interested in any of the classwork. Do you mind discussing what it was that drove your lack of interest prior to finding poetry?
Oh, yeah, that's no problem. So, yeah, I'm not going to bullshit you. So it would be what my uncle was a drug dealer who started using drugs. My other uncle was a true to life pimp who, even when my mom was just knee high to a grasshopper, he would take my mother around to collect money from his hoes. So, like, growing up in this world, I'm finding that survival isn't always black and white. So it's me watching my sisters knock on the door, and it's my uncle that's a pimp, and he's being held by the arm by this other pimp. And my uncle is like, "Hey, do you have $36 or 40 something dollars?" And it's to give this guy who got him yoked up by the arm. So naturally, at 8 years old, I got to be smart enough to play the role of whatever happens, I can't let them into the house because my younger sisters are here, and that's too dangerous. So let me make up a creative life story to get him off the apartment stairs as quick as possible. So I did that. And when my uncle finally comes back to the house by himself, like, and I asked what happened, he was like, I had to slice him up by the garbage dumpster. This same uncle was a genius, though, in the dirty world of being in dilapidated neighborhoods. He would cut up candle wax to make it look like crack cocaine. So living in that kind of world and existing there and kind of having a brain that gets me into the smart classes, a brain where I can exist in that collegiate world as well, like it drove my lack of interest in that educated collegiate world, the school world, because I'm like, what can you tell me about what goes on once I get home on the weekend? What are you going to do? What is studying Poe going to help me out with the next time my uncle gets yoked up by the arm and he comes to my house? So that drove my lack of interest. It was the fact that the duality of being a young African-American kid, it can't coexist with each side knowing how the other side feels with tremendous empathy.
Beautiful, bro. Oh, man. So if you have any more questions, feel free to post them. I think we may only have those two, but just those answers to those, man. We would like, I'll have to find a day where we could just actually talk on the phone and like catch up, man. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and put these two quick comments up here before we get started, which is actually coming from the new poet laureate in Chapel Hill, CJ Suit, saying two of his favorite poets. Blessed to see you both, and congrats on our fire anniversary. I love it. So the best way I can do an introduction is I've tried not to be so cliche on this poet's done this, and this, give it up for such and such. I only can tell it how I know the person as best as I can. I met CP Mays, and I don't even know if you may remember this. Like, before we actually got cool, the first time I met you was at Southern Fried in 2009, and the bout you did against I want to say it was Slam Charlotte in it, but I know it was y'all respect the mic. That's when I first seen CP Mays perform, and I was blown away by it. Like, I told my sister Yogi, I was like, I don't know who that is, but I felt his poem more than anybody else's that whole bout just because of the one poem you did. But the more and more I started finding out more about Slam in North Carolina, the more and more I started hearing certain names, and you were definitely one of them. I think one of the biggest moments for me that stands out about our relationship as poets and as family was when I went to Southern Fried in 2010, and our first bout, we actually bouted against y'all. And when the bout was done, we were in lead, but we ended up coming in fourth place because one of our poets had a big time penalty. But the thing that stands out the most, and I'll share this story because to me it's always been funny, but it was the fact that you were not no BS, no chaser. You came out, told me how it was. We met up at a bar. Like, we just stumbled across each other in the bar, and you pulled me to the side. You was like, you don't need to feel down about nothing. You did. It's like slam is just a game. But I will tell you this. You know your team was doing good when me and Swan had to go outside and turn a 5-minute and 30-second group piece into a 3-minute, 10-second group piece in order to keep up. And like that story will always stick with me. Shared a drink. And I've always been like humbled to hear that and thankful to hear that, because that let me know that I will always be indebted to you and always looked up to you as one of the poets I always would come to for questions. When I did one of my first features, and it happened to be at wind up. You were there along with Tavis, along with Norris, both God rest their soul. And and the one thing I love about y'all was real about y'all comments, and I appreciate the realness of everything. But you've always been a fantastic poet. This man has done so much in the community of Slam Charlotte, North Carolina. He does things in the world in general. He is an award-winning artist. He has done plays. He across the country, across the pond. And me saying this, I know I should be more technical with how I say stuff, but I can't do that because I only give the introduction the only way I know how. And this brother was ranked within the top poets in the world. I can't remember the year, but I know. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because this poet was ranked in the top of the world at given points in his illustrious career. To have you on this show for our 5th year anniversary is a blessing to me. I am thankful for it. And at the end of the day, this is going to be one of the realest, rawest poets you're going to hear before this year ends. Ladies and gentlemen, our feature for our 5-year anniversary for Art Meets Life, coming to you from Houston, Texas, the one, the only CP Mays. Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. The floor is yours, brother.
No pressure, right? No pressure, no pressure. Okay, that started out like this. It's called Loaded Dice, I'm Not the One. Last year, I was voted most likely not to succeed with second chances. Currently, I hold the world's record for most failed attempts at saying I love you when it counts. I catered all the Merlot, manna, and mustard seeds for the final farewell party Jesus threw at his Last Supper. Hey, never ask angels auctioning off your prayers if they were just bored and needed something else to do. Last night, I caught a glimmering glimpse of a suicidal firefly flicking off its own light switch and cried. Can't explain why in my second past life I was first to throw Yeshua a baby shower, but I did. Can't explain why he got kicked out of heaven. Maybe hell just knew Satan needed a second job. Can't explain why turning water into wine turned wise men into winos. Jesus was just being too flashy. I'm a crack a jaw, crack a rib, can't seem to crack an honest smile. Screwed up nutcase, crackpot's gambit. I'm a gambling, going all in. God's got a gut feeling. I'm not playing by the house rules anymore. I'm a drop a coin inside my slot machine and yank that lever knowing I brought thunderstorms with me. Might go broke or break even or break the bank. Soul has a few stacks of cold shoulder chips left to play with. A poker face player playing with a pair of loaded dice for eyes. I'm a misplaced safe bet miracle, call me. Raising money for folk who can't afford to go to heaven, as if Christ forgot what it cost him to get there. Risking risky wagers with wise men who are watching me raise antes like I'm wearing aces up my sleeve. Duck's youngest baby girl blew me kisses from across the room. She asked me to unbutton my don't hold back halo holding up my jeans. Begged my bad intentions to break her low tide tight lips. With a high tide here, hold these orgasms in your mouth until I can release a light into the end of her tunnel throat. She wanted to make bad decisions her body would be proud of. Wanted me to break all of her messages in a bottle. Wanted me to mind trip her fuck falling in love with me alone. Wanted to replace pillow talk with sweaty skin undress of a slut leaving her socks on. Wanted foreign language legs held high, speaking in multiple tones as she moans in Rosetta Stone. Listen, lightweight angel with your light as air ankles, my wishbone broke my missing rib in two. Double dare damage, goddamn damage. Don't force my wishbone to fracture the rapture again, I will. I'ma make no mistake, sultry, sexy, top shelf, expensive liquid pour of a river sticks in a dirty wine glass. A firefly full off a fifth of lighter fluid, getting drunk in a lighthouse with the lights out. Say I ain't. A missing teeth, midnight hummingbird's gospel prayer, sung in a list that the Lord can't understand. A sunset sitting silently next to several saints in the nosebleed section, searching for God I am. Double daring damage, goddamn damn it, if I ain't a wild Irish rose, raising up donations for the dead, then I'm a dead ass wrong shot screaming, Vine in vino veritas. Tell my scriptures I need living proof. Hell rooted well in fields of just follow your bipolar God's maze. Maze, there hasn't been a day I haven't. Tell marginal from margin to margin, make no mistake, I'm a monster made of saliva, snake venom spit, mouth of a madman with a madman's mouth-to-mouth madness of a mind matching Gandhi's grit. No, my graceful exit sign smile sleeps comfortably underneath the bottom of God's untied shoes. No, I doubt Daddy didn't know we missed our pearly gate curfew because Christ confiscated all of our fake IDs. Point me to the closest Walmart. I heard Let's Make America Great Again is coming with rollback prices. Point me to slave trade whips, slave ships, slave chains, and that middle passage that made America great from the jump, Mr. Trump. Point me to the closest Target, for I need to replace the old ones I wear on my back, like my face plants aren't homegrown in the Garden of Eden. Like the last 252 months, Michael Jackson's moonwalk hasn't been my mistaken identity. Like karma gave me her cut up without a condom, explaining why she comes always back to screw me over. Every skeleton I know has a key to my closet, y'all. Each of them has a poker face you would die for. And God forbid they ever learn to bluff, because hell ain't ready for the truth they tell, let alone the lies they can hide if they learn to disguise themselves. Last night, I caught a glimmering glimpse of a suicidal firefly flicking off its own light switch and cried. Yeah. Okay. Before I continue, I want to say thank y'all for giving me the opportunity for the guy in the shadows, for y'all to embrace what may be a crazy writing style. So thank you ahead of time. This is a piece. It's called Going Dutch on a Blind Date Dinner with the Devil. It seems like sometimes I'd rather go Dutch on a blind date dinner with the devil and never mind it. Damn it, I'm famished. Hey waitress, can we split the check, please? I ordered the toasted mustard seeds on a burning bush salad, 3 Holy Trinity cocktails, and what the fuck about Mary Magdalene's, some cucumber water, and a bowl of manna as an appetizer, 2 slices of Eton Garden apple pie with ice cream covered in the blood of Christ, a cup of the struggle is cold as hell, hold the ice, and if you don't mind, could I get a small to-go plate for all of my leftover faith? I hate to see all of God's good grace simply go to waste. Thank you, sweetie. Here's a few tips. Don't eat yellow snow. Don't sip or take a drink if you didn't see it poured. For a soul-seeking truth, seek truth ye shall find, demands we question everything earthly, including God's heavenly design, or else we'll be blind enough to be the blind, just leaving the blind. Y'all, I still can't afford to pay high-rise, high-price rent on an apartment God complex in the sky. I'm so tired of refinancing my faith, tired of being held responsible for high interest rates and the upkeep it takes to raise prayers like property value for a house of the Lord, just so the Son of Man and child of God can attend top-tier public and private Sunday schools. Revelations, just rental property rhetoric for an afterlife, demanding you best be damned. Better buy into Bibles, just a coupon book filled with really expensive renter's insurance and overworked angels offering discount afterlife vouchers. Jesus told me that the book of Revelations is just a story about hell on earth when heaven was in rehab. 12 disciples, 12 apostles on 12-step programs. Jacob's 12 sons, Israel's 12 tribes. By 12 noon, we'll need 12 ounces of water to wash down my second daily dose of Marine Corps antidepressants. Never mind, by 12 midnight, I'm size 12 deep into my 22 pills per day. Once again, never mind, by midnight, Proverbs 12 as per requested, who loves discipline, loves knowledge, but whoever hates correction is stupid. End quote. Proverbs 12. The gates of heaven and hell, y'all, are in desperate need of home repairs. If you're looking to lease a loft in the lion's den, ask for Maze. My name carries weight when caged in. Tell the blue-eyed, dirty long hair of a Christ-hanging hippie Jesus that black and brown neighborhoods, no hair of wool, meant hair of wool. Revelations 1:15, his feet like fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace. Dear Savior, a bronze color, we tattoo scriptures with ink on your skin. If I told you the Messiah was married to Mary Magdalene and their son was named Judah based on inscriptions found in Jerusalem, would you finally believe? Boy, you can't turn a hooker into a housewife, but best believe me, baby, you can for damn sure turn a hoe into a Christian. Jesus Christ wasn't even a Christian. Jesus Jewish was his religion, like they ain't above gentrifying God, gentrifying scriptures, using religion to keep slaves slaving for that day when their meat was meant to inherit the earth. Can't piss on my head and tell me it's rain, like they ain't above gentrifying God. Yo, I gotta come up with first and last month's sins before I can get the keys to enter the gates of heaven. Get the okay to move in all of these boxes. I put God in hell. I've had to pawn all of my special collector's edition egos, damn near liquidate all of my saving my soul and my personal accounts of let me tell you about how good God is. Damn near empty out all of my 401 I ain't okay investments in stocks I've had and collection plates. Damn near lost all of my startup capital I used to buy my way into heaven. Sadly, the older I get, the more likely my miracles will be on Medicare. Sadly, even more sadly, most likely I'm gonna have to choose sadly between being able to afford prescription scriptures or food to feed my soul, because by the time my body is ready for retirement, the cost of living Christ-like on a fixed income would make it hard for prayers to pay for sins or keep the lights on at the end of my tunnel. Going Dutch on a blind date dinner with the devil, yo. I'm confused. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say in between poems. Like, I'm the awkward kid. Like, I'm really the awkward kid. So let me bring up some help and we'll get this third poem cracking. It's called Vasectomy. The opener. Vasectomy.
Cigarettes for breakfast, tall boy from lunch, Jack Daniels for dinner, still ain't enough. Got a closet in my pocket, a stomach full of wines, and never in sight. No, you're scraping up my eyes. Nothing seems to matter. No one keeps me cool. I'm tired, not feel my stomach. I'm tired of playing cool. Just give me a confirmation. Don't paint me a pretty lie. Just give me one reason to not want to die. Oh love, don't be so cruel. Oh love. I'll break all your rules.
You split a blunt with your pinky nail, filled it with my most memorable face plants and a lot of weed. Held hands with all of the mistakes I made and got so stoned you heard Hendrix and the wind cry Mary. I never fell in and out of love. I belly flopped and cannonballed into it. You with your Kid Icarus orgasms, solar flare. I tried Big Bangs and fell from the sky. Make no mistake, before you ground me, moon madness metaphors and made me a Martian, made my missing rib the skeleton key, virgin angels slipped out of their chastity belts for, made my always slide condoms over my karma so when she stops by to fuck me over, I'd be safe. Stage fright, your lipstick across my collar, surfboard and stick the landing. Suture stitch my performance anxiety out of love notes and paper cuts and slow golf claps. I'm so sorry, so sore here, massage therapy mouth. Unzip your jeans and manipulate my gravity. Aurora borealis and anesthesia and amnesia and air guitars all applaud human. You are God's only encore. Sachet skin crawl, leave love here before we lose our tempers, before our funny bones punchline you, before our rock slide. Shy shoulders almost make me miss her. Avalanche, unpaved parking lot palms. Never picking up her phone on the first three rings because Father, Son, and Holy Ghost prank call too much. Never once did she tell me she trusted me. Only underdogs, misfits, and halos with loony bins around them. Her pro-con list of Sterling ex-con text in diapers because love always knew how to go ape shit. Ceiling fans spun from underneath the tops of our prescription bottles and dared our cross-country to breathe as if Lady Liberty slipped off her lingerie just for us to take shots of bourbon from our garter belt. Americana, we were weirdos without a guest list, guilty of crashing any pity party we could find, always waiting for angels to cliff jump off into her jeans, as if her Molotov mouth wasn't made from two parts. I don't give a damn, as if the last part wasn't pardon me as I kissed the sky, as if all of her riot gear gods weren't sponsored by bartenders and bar stools, Jack Daniels and John the Baptist, Jose Cuervo and juvenile Jesus Christ, as if her maker's mark bourbon breath didn't daydream she would be the holder of holy water as a kid, as if asking hardworking angels if end of the year Christmas bonuses for making prayers meet were worth it, or whether heaven's heavy taxes were worth the worry, or whether Thursday's grin were on furlough from our calmer making it through hump day without birth control. If you leave, the birthmarks above my collarbone will hang themselves from Adam's apple, as if hunger was to free will, as if fig leaves were to curfew, as if bright ideas kept cliches off chains, doors as if porch lights still stayed on, If our late nights lived in light bulbs, as if spinning around our wine battles, as if they were lighthouses, as if our love didn't look like it came in waves crashing down, as if our skin wasn't as for sure as pardon us while we kissed the sky, as if our insecurity wasn't fluent in speaking pillow talk, as if she wasn't as gorgeous as an alcoholic asking a bartender for another goddamn drink, as if the jukebox didn't go juke joint Jimi Hendrix. Excuse me while I kiss the sky, as if please pardon us while we all kiss the sky, as if in need of our Ambien, Abilify, and Alibay parades, as if the royalty wasn't as if they're not all gateway gods, as if they're not homecoming kings, as if they're not crowning charismas of Prince Charmings, as if they never stood up on every float they found on heroin, as if blushing tiaras aren't hiding themselves, as if storybook endings aren't all in rehab, as if fairy godmothers and their princesses aren't powdering their noses still with Snow White vasectomy. So yeah, I'm excited about a new poem. So the new poem, only like 3 people have ever heard. And yeah, for my last poem, why not do a new poem? Like, why try to be perfect? Like, so if I screw it up, I might do a poet pause, make it look like I'm really thinking deep, and then jump back into the poem. It's called Don't Doubt My Plugs. Let's get this in for the last poem. By the time the thunderstorms came in, I was walk-in closet, boxed in her stories, his story, their stories, histories, so trustworthy with their skeletons within outs, ins, and outs and in within several secret friends, secret sins, before my ghost get up and go ghost and get up with gods and with their grateful gods. Train station these thoughts, so baggage carried within my relationships never arrive late. Come on, comma, let's be honest, period. Hashtag 90% grind and stop for nothing, and then hashtag 10% grind harder. Don't doubt my plugs. Don't doubt me when I double up on doubling up my lightning bolts. Then double down on dreams circling drains. Down, I'm down. Christ, come on, calm me down before this Hiroshima heart's blood pressure rises within the insides of my I'm just dying to go Breakfast Club or Breaking Bad before these Nagasaki nerves short circuits and go critical. Truth is, everybody, hashtag heaven's just a trailer. Believe me, its hashtag is hashtag heaven's just a trailer. Hashtag with no hitch. Hashtag Maze will martyr a metaphor at any given moment for my hashtag Marine Corps PTSD isn't a weakness no more. It's my hashtag power switch. As if Christ is nothing, something, as if Christ is nothing but a Sunday morning church service cartoon entertaining our childish insecurities. Our temper tantrums, our childish insecurities, attentions, spanning within good weed, within Chardonnay, Sangria, Cabernet Sauvignon, Susie Homemaker, Xanax Mix, and Merlot, acting as if they never been our secondhand saviors on the low. Just swallow liquid courage, then pop bottles. Swallow is better than the emotional stacker. Swagger, why wallow? Swallow, empty stomach, let it in, let it sink in until all of our active pains think it's pain. It's just so too confused to rethink things. Both heaven and our shared ADHD has always stood for angels don't hardly drink. Walking a mile in another man's shoes is so old news. New news. Remove 9 to 5, sick time accrued. Misplaced several months, several mortgage payments until credit score bruise. Layaway persona, pride, put up, shut up. Saturday sunset from Sunday sunrise to sunset, y'all. Let's play panhandle contest. Who told you you were exempt from hard times grip? Who told you you were exempt? Here, take this styrofoam cup and go stop like pimp. Whether right, wrong, or indifferent, who told you you were exempt? Get it in where you fit in, cause big bank always takes little bank. No health care. So keep careful, keep cautious, keep unkept up. Newly restlessness and homelessness is previous pre-existing conditions. Cautions keeping our nation cautious. Our nation scared. Healthcare scared. Ask if not, it's asked out. Hell yeah. Pain comes always with a copay. So copay pain. Don't plan emergency room trips for now you're too broke to bleed. Dear newly homeless, here comes another round of panhandle contest. Trust me, can't get caught yawning after a sunset stretch. Search out support shelter or sidewalk sleep where crack, cocaine, crystal meth, heroin hustling retired homeless war vets beds be. I'm a cheat sheet to the test. Duct tape random ransom note to a chest. Snatch a match in a moment. Turn a moment into yes, you have always been merely breathtaking's moment. Yes, you should know you are not a rent to own beautiful. You are truly beautiful, so own it. Tear the house down, rinse that fence, just to burn the rest, just for one moment, just to know for one moment. Hashtag fuck the circumstance, just be bold in your stance right here, right now, where you stand. Take a stand and hashtag fuck fear, for you are man's made to order. We are all we're prepared miracles. I'm just hashtag true calm's mockery. I'm just hashtag Jesus cocky. I'm just hashtag making a citizen's arrest. Early morning and late nighttime late. Anointing oil she takes. Oil to forethumb, center forehead, from crosses across forehead. Applications applied 3 times. Applied anointed anointment oil as if she's HDD or have OCD. Don't doubt me when I double up. I'm doubling up my lightning bolts. Damn it, don't doubt my plugs. Thank y'all for the invite and giving me the moment. I would like to bring up the voice you heard right before I disappeared. So the voice you heard in vasectomy is the lovely, lovely Swan, my wife. So yeah, we have battling competitions of who can create artistry the best, but I'm the winner so far. Yeah, thank y'all for having me. I don't know. It's not to spit a poem every time I spit a poem. So where are you at, Darwins?
We can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
I said I hit my head. Listen to you do poem.
No insurance, no health care. Pre-existing condition. That's a pre-existing condition.
No, right? We good over here in the Bowens household, but yo, man, wow, like I have no words, bro. Like this is
Appreciate you, man.
this
Appreciate
was
you.
dope. This is dope. So Big Mike, yeah, when you're just scrolling and you see this. But yeah, man, I think like it's thank you so much, man. Like it's an honor to have you on this show. It's an honor to have you rock it out for our 5-year anniversary. Like I pray that I'm not gonna say get back to normal because it's never gonna be a normal. It's gonna be whatever it gets to. I need to get you back here and we can work it out. I know I'm gonna have to reach out to Swan to get her on one of my shows. I'll figure out which one because I got 2, 3. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna holler at you. It's already in my mind. Like it's already turning right now. So I got you. But this was dope, man. And I'm trying to get everybody's comments on here because everybody's been going nuts. I know we had a lot of people tune in from across the country. We had some of our fans tune in. We had the icon right now, G Yamazawa, tuned in and was like looking at the video. Of course, we had CJ, Big Mike. Wow. We had a few folks, Brad. It's like it's dope, bro. So
wait,
before we end this show,
icebreaker. If you were a crippled stripper, what would your nickname be?
If I was a crippled stripper, what would my name be? Crippled stripper. So the disability has to go with the height. So I would say small. No, I can't do that. Yeah. So I would say small whirlwind. Now hear me out, because I'm small already. So the disability is small as in the height, midget. So small already. But so the disability is I have no legs, but I'm good on the pole. So with my upper body strength, I'm good at going in circles, henceforth the whirlwind. So and the turbulent.
Great answer. Great answer.
Show me. I don't know. I don't do it. So real quick, y'all. So listen up. So with our show, it's virtual, but even if we were doing our physical one, we do these great events, and we always have a plethora of people come out and support these events. And these events are always free, just like it is virtually. But we bring in these dope features, and by all means, they're doing this out of love. But at the same time, and I always tell everybody this, as artists have suffered from the pandemic just like everybody else, because a lot of gigs we do, we were not able to do them because of the pandemic. So what we should do, if you love the man's work, and I ain't gonna say if you did, because all y'all did, I saw the comments, please go to my man's Cash App. Please put a love offer in that man's Cash App. I know I'm going to be sending him something shortly, but you also can send something as well. Please support this fantastic feature. And by the way, did we also mention he is working on 2 degrees, which is more of the reason why you need to support this man. It helps keep down the stress. He may need to go buy more coffee or whatever he drinks to keep down the stress. Or, you know, we got to help him out. And you're a parent too, right?
Yeah, man. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you got twins, right?
Yeah, and my theory is like I like to throw one through the sheetrock just to let the other one know to take me serious, you know? So yeah, the twins, man, they are off the chain.
So yeah, more of the reason why we need to support this feature and do stuff. Bawana saying you're little. Highly unlikely. But that's a whole other story. We're not going to talk about that. But we're talking about our feature. So make sure we support our feature. Going to his Cash App, which Cash App is $ CP Mays. Once again, the Cash App is $ CP Mays. Before we wrap up this show, to our feature, do you have any upcoming projects or anything we should be looking out for in the near future?
It's easy to say I'm working on a book. I'm compiling poems because I need to be a creative writing major in poetry. So I'm writing like crazy. Like I always stay writing. And you know the whole cliche of a page poet versus a spoken word artist, all that nonsense. So I'm constantly finding new ways to edit my pieces for a publication. So right now I'm chasing ink. Like next year, I'm gonna set a number of times I want to get published and chase that ink all year, no matter how much I have to write, no matter how many splices of poems or whatever. So right now, look out for publishing. Like I'll let you know to pass the word. And if need be, when I find spots that are looking for poems to publish, I'll pass the word.
I love it, man. I love it. Once again, guys, this was our 5-year anniversary for Art Meets Life. I'm going to go ahead and give you all the disclaimer now, so that way it doesn't surprise anybody. So next month, because the kid been busy, I've been busy this whole pandemic, but next month for Art Meets Life, we will be taking a month break. I want to go ahead and put this in the atmosphere. In January, we will start back up Art Meets Life, but it's either going to be virtual or we will be back doing our physical event. I will let y'all know soon, but Art Meets Life will pick back up in January. A ton of other events happening, but y'all can see my Facebook. But at the end of the day, that's what you see on the screen. Please support our feature. Shout out to the people that did the open mic, Law Bullock and Spirit Wolf, two phenomenal artists here in Fayetteville. And once again, shout out to our feature for our 5-year anniversary, the one and only CP Mays, doing what he does best. No BS. I love it. I love it. Any last words you want to give the audience?
Loving the art. It's a beautiful thing. I didn't want to pass it up. So now I got an 8-page paper that's due before midnight.
See, you gotta love it. Oh, somebody got one more question for you.
Yeah. Throw the questions at me.
The social media or website, like how can they follow you? That's the question.
Yeah. CP Mays. That's Facebook and Instagram. I don't do my Instagram the way I'm supposed to, which I'm gonna start living up to. But CP Mays, it typically looks like a globe with a blue globe with a maze in it. So yeah, Facebook, CP Mays. Get at your boy. I would love to converse. I would love to type theory. I would love to trade poems. Yeah, man, let's do it.
All right. 5 years. Nice. Offline CP Mays. Stay on real quick. I want to holler at you about something. Something else that I might need you to be a part of dealing with vets. So you work with vets too. So other than that, guys, thank y'all so much. We love y'all. And always remember purpose over popularity. We love y'all. Please take care and God bless. Be safe, guys.